Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 and part 100 of our career mode. We started our journey at Aston Martin. We spent 4 very successful seasons there before joining McLaren for season 5, and we're in the midst of something truly special there as well. I just want to really put on my thanks over to you for 100 episodes. It is amazing. You know, this has been one of my most successful series ever, especially towards the start of the series. You know, some absolutely crazy numbers, and people are still watching those videos today. So thank you very much for 100 episodes. We're in the midst of season 5. We've still got 11 more races this season, so looking forward to seeing how far we get with it, and hopefully leading up to a nice exciting season finale at episode 110 in a few weeks time. So leave a like if you have been enjoying, subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos, and without further ado, let's get ourselves immersed into the action. First things first, we have got a dev point to give to Lando Norris, so let's pop that onto his cornering. Oscar Piastri also has a dev point, so we'll put that onto his reactions, and Logan Sargent can have some smoothness. Okay, let's have a little look then. So we've had a front wing manufactured, that's all looking great. Let's just have a look at our current project. So we do need another design project off and running, so let's go into new project. We're going to be focusing on developing the car until mid-season. That looks like a worse upgrade. The side pods look good though, so let's go for that. And let's get some side pods in the next 34 days. That'll probably be our last upgrade, and then at the summer break we will throw all of our research behind next season. Right, regulation change. They want to get rid of double points. I vote against that because I think it keeps it interesting from a YouTube series point of view. Any dev points for our staff members? None at all. Let's just double check that we have got the latest front wing developed. Yes, we have. That's fine. Yeah, just checking all of this is up to date. Yes. Okay. Right, let's continue on then towards the next weekend. Team Hub has been refurbished. Nice. We haven't got a lot of money though, have we? Suspension's low apparently, but I'm not that bothered. We've got 3 of them, so that should be enough to get us through the weekend at least. So, regulation results. So it looks like we voted against. So it will still be double points next season. Cool. Okay, let's have a little look at our performance targets. I will try and get the qualifying ones in there as well. We have been qualifying in the top 10 generally. So let's promise that, that's fine. Race position, somebody to finish in the top 8, and then we've got our 5 in a row. So expected strategy, so we're going to be using mediums and hards. It's not going to be the most thrilling race for strategy, but last time out, of course, we had big drama. We had multiple red flags. It was pretty crazy. Lando Norris, of course, crashing out of the race from the lead. Yeah, it was a disaster, wasn't it? And Oscar Piastri finished 4th in the end. A very good performance from him, and he is coming back strong. And Mercedes won too, so they're back in the game as well. So it's going to be exciting, I think, this season. Lots of teams are pretty close. I think that, you know, the top 7, any of those can win a Grand Prix on their day. You're looking into the drivers, obviously Carlos Sainz leading the way, Lando Norris up there as well, but Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, don't count them out. of the running just yet, and Oscar Piastri into the top 10 now. I think he can finish 6th by the end of the year. I do believe that. So without further ado, let's get into the French Grand Prix of 2026.
It's Grand Prix time here in Le Castellet. The very first horseless carriage race was organised in France in 1894. Since then, well, the carriages have only gotten faster. For the Grand Prix here, Paul Ricard boasts a fine collection of low, medium and high-speed corners. The scene curve is taken at breakneck speed, right before heavy braking at Beausset. This is an all-rounder test for cars and drivers alike. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Okay then, still no rain, which is interesting, but we will be in for a good weekend, I think. So let's get ourselves into qualifying 1 and see how we get on.
And Lando, radio check, radio check.
Yeah, all good.
And track should be green.
Right, let's send Piastri out there then. He's going to be the first out. Pace looking all right this weekend so far. And quite a few drivers out there will be taking grid penalties. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But yeah, Oscar Piastri has been showing very good pace recently. I'm half expecting him to maybe even outperform Lando Norris this weekend. Who knows? But here he is then. The driver in form at the moment, Oscar Piastri. Starts off his lap. Let's watch him attack this lap through anger, with anger. Or in anger, I should say, through this first sector. He comes flying through the first group of S's. And it will, of course, be purple in this first sector for now. There is a Red Bull behind him. Will the Red Bull go any quicker? Doesn't look like it. But Lando Norris does go quicker. And now, absolutely going at it like the clappers down this straight. Picks your braking point, hits the apex beautifully, and then rolls the car through. Make sure you don't get any wheel spin on the exit. And now going for it as he heads towards one of the fastest corners in Formula 1 as he swings it round to the right. And there it is. A beautiful picture there. And, well, Lando Norris is going slightly quicker than his teammate in sectors 1 and 2 now. I think it is going to be pretty close between them because this has looked like a very good lap. I'd love to see Lando Norris's lap. And now, look at this. He's just at one with the car, isn't he, Oscar Piastri? But here he comes. He's squirting the accelerator up to the finish line. And Oscar Piastri sets the bar of a 1:29.4. Here comes Lando Norris with DRS right behind the Red Bull, and, well, gains half a second, I think, because of that slipstream there. And Esteban Ocon a second off the pace. Wow. I mean, that final sector was ridiculous from Lando there, and I think it was the slipstream that did it. You look at the first sector. Okay, he was quicker, but not that much quicker. But 2/10 in sector 2. 2/10 in sector 3. The slipstream is going to have a big effect here this weekend. But I don't think anyone's going to get close to Norris's time. Lewis Hamilton 2.5 tenths off. Piastri third at the moment. Ricciardo goes P8. Verstappen's out there now. He comes up to the line. He goes third. Good lap from him, but yeah, Lando a long way ahead. Bottas goes third. Good time from him. Russell's coming round now, and he goes third as well. But currently out, Tsunoda, Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Vettel. Championship leader Sainz needs a better lap. I think both of our guys can stay in. I don't think there's going to be any improvements to that degree, although everybody does seem to have a little bit of a slipstream, which could make things interesting. Daniel Ricciardo's going to be the first over the line. Can he improve? He goes over the line and does go up to 5th. Good time from him. What about Perez and Leclerc? Sort of the wrong way around, but Leclerc should get a lovely slipstream up to the line from his teammate, and Leclerc goes 10th. Sainz over the line. He goes 11th. Perez still in trouble. Russell and Bottas over the line. No improvements there. Vettel, can he get out of the bottom 5? No. Yes, he can. He's up to 12th. What about Tsunoda and Giovinazzi? No. Ocon, he's in the bottom 5 at the moment. He's up to 12th now. Stroll over the line. He goes 12th. What about Hamilton? Can he improve enough? He goes very, very close to Norris. Doesn't beat him, though. Verstappen over the line. Doesn't improve. Gasly, can he get out of the bottom 5? No, he can't. So Gasly is out in Q1. And wow, we nearly had a Red Bull victim there. And there it is. Q1, Lando Norris, a lot quicker than anybody else. Piastri and P8 more where I was expecting to be this weekend, to be honest. Alpine, Sebastian Vettel out in qualifying 1, along with Sergio Perez, Antonio Giovinazzi, Pierre Gasly, and Yuki Tsunoda. Right then, into Q2 we go. And, yeah, that's not a great setup for Norris, is it? I think we changed that just before Q1, so Norris in a bit of trouble with that. But that's okay. So...
Radio check. Radio check.
We go Norris first, and then
Radio check.
Piastri straight after him, and see if we can slipstream Piastri through. I think that would be rather good, wouldn't it? But we shall see. We'll watch Lando Norris this time, because it was an unbelievable lap, to be fair, wasn't it? You know, regardless of the slipstream, he really did have good control of the car. So let's watch Lando Norris as he goes through his lap. We've got Piastri following him. Oh, and there's a bit of traffic. Now this could have a bit of an impact if Norris can't get through before the corner. Oh, he's just about managed it, but Piastri might struggle. I think luckily for Piastri it's going to be on the exit of the corner. Oh, well, that's going to affect him. That is definitely going to affect him. He needs to get closer to his teammate now. Yeah, there's no way Piastri is going to manage to have got away with that. That was terrible driving from the Alfa Romeo. And, yeah, how much time has he lost? Only at half a tenth, which means Norris, I suppose, might have lost some time as well. I think this time is going to be as good, and he now catches the Mercedes car. This is a disaster for Lando Norris. It's not the perfect lap. Oh, and Piastri definitely screwed over there. So here he comes then, up to the line. Lando Norris is going to set the pace. It was a 1:28.9 last time out, a 1:29.2 this time. And Piastri pretty close. Does actually get within, well, I think 0.2 quicker than last time. Lewis Hamilton goes P2. So that's good from him. So we might be alright, even though that wasn't the perfect laps. Or those weren't the perfect laps, I should say. Well, leave ourselves 2 new tyres for Q3, hopefully. think we'll probably be all right with that. You know, first and third, I don't see anybody getting that close to us. So I think we're in a good place. I think we can just sit and chill. So currently out Leclerc, the 2 Alpha Tauris. Ocon's in trouble again. So let's see how things go. It's going to be Max Verstappen over the line first. Can he improve at all? This'll be a big test of whether we're going to move down, because here comes Max Verstappen over the line. He goes 4th, so we're above him. Leclerc over the line. Can he improve? He goes 7th. What about Stroll? He goes 10th. Excellent time. Porsche over the line. He goes up to 10th now. Lewis Hamilton goes quickest. Very good from him. Ricciardo goes up to 3rd. Magnussen, 7th. Here comes Carlos Sainz, championship leader. Can he improve? Oh, just to 10th, because Russell's going to come over the line and knocks out the championship leader. Albon is out. What about Ocon? Can he improve? 12th. Only 12th. Zhou Guanyu is through. Wow. Well, Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon both out in qualifying 2. And as Lewis Hamilton, once again, does have a grid penalty, but looks like he's on form again this weekend, which is crazy because he's had such an up and down season. And now we get 2 runs at it in Q3. So let's see how we get on. I think we'll go for the same again. Get them both out there. So Norris is out there. Now Piastri. We'll try and get them a good old slipstream over the line. So we'll watch Oscar on his lap. That's a good distance to Lando. So let's see if he can really benefit from this slipstream. And to be fair, very comfortably in the top 10, both of us so far, so excited to see if this is going to be the moment. So purple first sector for Norris. What about the middle sector? That's going to be the real test here. Now, potentially coming up to the Haas car at some point with Lando Norris. Now, let's see how close this is. Purple in the middle sector again, and there you go, Piastri slightly quicker, and I'd like to see how much by. Half a tenth, so I think the slipstream definitely working, even if it is distant. Yeah, we shouldn't catch up to the Haas. And well, Piastri currently the purple man in the middle sector. Nobody else has beat him just yet. And it's going to be Lando Norris who flies around the final corner. Lewis Hamilton is going to be the one that we have to keep an eye on. Lando Norris comes up to the line. What benchmark is he going to put in? It's a 1:29 flat, and here comes Oscar Piastri. He goes P2 with a 1:29.2. Russell pops in to second there. But Lando Norris currently on pole. Verstappen 4th, Leclerc 5th. Where's Hamilton? Let's keep an eye on Hamilton. He's probably doing some good times at the moment. Purple in sector 1, green in sector 2. Here he comes then, up to the line. Lewis Hamilton, what can he produce? He goes over the line, he goes second now with a 1:29 flat. Wow. Well, I don't think Daniel Ricciardo's quite got the pace today. He goes 5th, so Lando Norris currently pole position. And then we're going to wait until the very last moment. We're going to go out with the slipstream of the rest of the folks out there. We're going to give it our everything. So people already starting to head out. Yeah. Okay, so Where is Piastri? So he's coming out behind the Mercedes. That's alright. So Norris has got the Alpine in front of him. And this could be a very, very special lap from Lando Norris. Because look how close he is to that Alpine. This is going to be good slipstream and range. I would imagine by the end of the lap he will have caught up to this Alpine. Because we're on brand new tyres, nobody else is. So let's see, can Lando Norris secure pole position here? And Piastri, I think he's going to be a good distance behind the Mercedes car. Yeah. So this is perfect, really. As Lando comes through the first sector, this looks pretty fast, but it is yellow, so it's not an improvement of what he had last time. But this time he's got a little bit of a distant toe. That's surely going to help him. Piastri quicker in the first sector, by the way. And was he quicker than Lando? No. But it does improve him. And now middle sector. Surely this is quicker from Lando Norris. It is. It's purple. Very, very good. Can Piastri go even quicker? Let's see. Oh, it's not quite as quick. And, well, he's 2/10 off. Lando Norris is going to be very, very close here to the Alpine and is going to get that beautiful slipstream. Checkered flag is out. And Lando Norris is in the perfect position here to slipstream all the way up to the finish line. So here it comes. This is going to be a massively good lap. It's a 1:28.9. Absolutely brilliant from Lando Norris. That is going to be pole position. And here comes Oscar Piastri up to the line. What can he do? A 1:29.2. No improvement for Piastri, which is a shame. But P4 on the grid tomorrow. He will be chuffed with that. And it's Lewis Hamilton who's got a grid penalty, of course. So he's going to start P3 in the race tomorrow. George Russell up there as well. Fantastic to see.
The time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
McLaren's performance during qualifying was stellar. They're in pretty much the ideal position for the race. Aston Martin did a good job during qualifying, and they're pretty much where everyone expected them to be on the grid. Now, it's up to them to defy expectations during the race itself. And the race will be taking place under blue skies. That means the teams should be able to apply their strategies without any added complications.
Absolutely right. So brace yourself for a fantastique conclusion to the French Grand Prix.
Okay, awesome. Right. Let's get ourselves into the race. And I think pretty standard strategies, to be honest with you. I don't... You know, two-stopper is not going to be the way to go. I wouldn't have thought. I mean, oops. We can have a little look at whether that would be... But it's such a long pit lane here that I just don't think you'd get any benefits at all from doing it. So what we're looking at, 10 seconds improvement. Yeah, but even that's not in the same league. But we will switch it up. We'll start with hards for Piastri and start with mediums for Lando Norris. And, of course, add a couple of extra laps of fuel in there. Norris will be pushing from the start, as will Oscar. And let's see if we can complete the victory today. Let's go.
We have beautiful blue skies overhead as the drivers line up on the grid. And there is Lando Norris. They're in pole position, and they've got to be happy about that. And it's the other McLaren. They've managed a third-place start for this race, but can they turn it into a win? Will their hard work pay off today? And here we go with the French Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
Away we go then.
Away we go.
And Lando Norris already coming over to defend from George Russell, who's had a brilliant start. Will George Russell take the lead into the first corner? Oh, they're side by side, but Lando Norris stays in front. Wow, that was the important move, wasn't it? And Piastri looking to try and take advantage of George Russell's odd line through the first couple of corners as Russell is trying to stay in there at the start of this race. He fancies 2 victories in a row as Lando Norris leads through the first couple of corners. Now, as we come onto this straight, there's of course a big chance of a slipstream here for George Russell to really close in on Lando Norris, but Norris manages to stay in front, and now hopefully with those medium tyres can push away from George Russell, particularly through this final sector. But not before Oscar Piastri is maybe going to have a look himself at George Russell. Let's hop on board with him. No, doesn't happen. And Lewis Hamilton all the way down in 16th, obviously had his grid penalty today. I thought maybe he'd made a mistake and that's why, but yeah, I forgot that he had a grid penalty. So it's as you were for now. But Oscar Piastri already wanting to entertain the inside of George Russell. But there you go, Lando Norris leads by just over a second as we go on to lap 3. And here we go then, Oscar Piastri using a little bit of his ERS deployment. Can't quite make the move yet, but yeah, we're going to save the ERS for Lando Norris. He should be able to pull away regardless, you would think, with those better tyres on board of him. But here we go then, Piastri again having a little look. And we're going to go into overtake mode rather than ERS deployment. And here we go then, it's overtake mode enabled. He's right in the slipstream, and of course George Russell has fell out of the slipstream of Lando Norris. So here we go then. Is he going to do it? Just didn't quite give it enough of a press, did he? But he might do out of here. Give himself an almighty run. Yeah, this is looking good. Ooh, he's closing in, but not quite going to be able to do it, I don't think. Yeah, looks like Norris's straight line speed is what's letting him down here. He's maybe carrying a little bit more drag than he wants, but that's really helping him through the corners. Well, it's going to be lap 3, DRS o'clock. Obviously, turn off the ERS deployment. Try and stay in that slipstream.
And DRS is now enabled.
As Lando Norris gains another 7/10 on that lap, which is what you'd expect. On the medium tyres, he's going to go into the distance, and it's going to be another Grand Prix where Lando Norris looks like he might win it, and there's been multiple times this season that he's dominated Grand Prix, but then made a little mistake, and it's cost him dearly. So here we go then. First bout of DRS for Oscar Piastri. He's right up behind George Russell here, but I don't think he's quite going to make it. And George Russell goes defensive and succeeds. But now they come out of the exit, and Piastri's got a nice run on him, but unless he's in that slipstream, he just can't get close. The straight line speed of that Mercedes car does seem to be better than us at present. 2.2 seconds the lead for Norris over Russell, and through these sectors that's where we're making the biggest impact. So can Oscar Piastri get right up behind George Russell here and make the overtake stick. DRS enabled. And this time he looks like he's going to fly past as we go on to lap 4 of this Grand Prix. And Oscar Piastri does go past George Russell and into second place in this race. He might struggle to hang on to it though. That might be the only issue.
McLaren with a great overtake.
But Piastri once again doing a great job of backing up his teammate Lando Norris. Somebody has spun. I don't know who.
Yellow.
It looks like Perez has spun. So let's have a little look at the replay of that.
There's Sergio Perez.
Oh, he's spun into thin air. That's a Vettel spin, that, isn't it?
This is where they spun out.
Yeah, it's a real shame for him. And, well, Piastri manages to hold on. Daniel Ricciardo and George Russell are following close. But they're all right for now. Norris leads. Piastri in second. Ricciardo third. Russell fourth. With Verstappen in fifth. Then we've got Bottas in sixth. Magnussen seventh. A little gap developing to Zhou Guanyu in eighth. And then Carlos Sainz, championship leader, in ninth at the moment, with Albon in 10th. Then Ocon, Leclerc, Porsche, Giovinazzi is holding up Lewis Hamilton a treat. Although I do think Lewis can come through the field and compete near the front today if he gets past some of the numpties towards the back. So Norris leading the way, and now we got George Russell right on the back of Oscar Piastri, but he's doing great defensive manoeuvres, and this is really helping his teammate. And Piastri ain't bothered really. He's playing the long game anyway, so if he can have some fun and hold these guys up, then that's exactly what he's going to do. It's interesting. It's exactly a 50-50 split today in terms of mediums and hards. Certainly towards the back end, lots of people going mediums, trying to make that impact early on in this Grand Prix. Okay then. Looks like Piastri's going to defend again, so this is perfect for Lando Norris, really. We'll zoom it through. New fastest lap for Lando Norris, and here potentially comes Russell, but still not managing to make that move. Amazingly enough. This could be the one though. No, Piastri still doing a great job of just defending. Placing his car well.
Seems to have been a lock-up.
Vettel's locked up, so Vettel at the back now. Piastri still in second place here. You feel Piastri's tyres are going to hold up all right. They're certainly going to be better than the likes of Verstappen's. But yeah, Norris in a great position here, but Russell finally passed. But then Piastri had DRS, so Piastri's back through.
McLaren gain a position.
Let's have a look at that.
Let's take a closer look. Now just take a look at the McLaren.
Looked like they were side by side, and then Piastri just pulled away with the DRS. It must be frustrating to be George Russell right now, because he is absolutely stuck behind Oscar and probably has a lot more pace than what he's shown. But here he comes. There we go. Finally, Russell is through. So, will we see the true pace
race position gained
of George Russell now, or will Piastri get back past on DRS? Yes, he will. Straight away. So I think it's worth zooming it through a bit more now, because
McLaren with a great
we're
overtake.
a fair while off pit stop o'clock. Piastri doing a great job of just switching and swapping with George Russell. Trying not to drop behind Daniel Ricciardo. That's the balance, isn't it? You can let Russell through, you can't let Ricciardo through, because if you do, then you're in a lot of trouble.
Mercedes moved up a place.
So yeah, we're about, I don't know, 8 laps off coming into the pits for the first time. It's interesting, these three have pulled away from Bottas in 5th. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton up to 11th in his quest to get right back into it. He's just behind his teammate. I mean, if I was manager at Aston Martin still, I think at this point I'd be saying, right, signs, let Lewis through.
Is that a lockup?
So Norris now going to head into the pit window. Let's see what he can produce. We're going to go balance now.
Big lifts.
Yeah, confirm.
You know, he's got a 6.6 second lead. There's no point pushing massively and risking a mistake. We'll be coming in and...
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Well, this is exactly what we didn't want. We did not want Piastri dropping behind Daniel Ricciardo.
We've just had a spin.
But then Piastri may well get back at George Russell here. Was that Vettel having another spin there? Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton following his teammate Carlos Sainz. Fighting with Albon at the minute, but you'd expect that Lewis will make this overtake stick. There we go, Sainz sort of getting out of the way. Does that mean Lewis is going to fly around here? Well, he goes down the inside. He's going to have DRS as well. So there you go, Lewis Hamilton. Now up into the top 8. It's whether we harvest some energy now
We just need to charge up.
with Piastri over the next couple of laps. Just stay with these guys and unleash the pace a little bit later on. Norris next lap will be coming in. Let's bring him in.
And confirming boxes lap.
Yeah, confirm. Happy to box at the end.
So might as well attack in.
Let's have 100% pace. 100% pace.
Confirm.
Now where's Norris going to come back out? Probably ahead of Tsunoda. It's kind of an interesting one of... Is he better staying out there until that gap develops a bit more, but... Probably not.
Just be careful with this tyre.
So here he comes then into the pit lane. Lando Norris.
Lando pit lane.
Let's see what happens here.
Just remind you to use the pit limiter in the pit lane.
It's a very, very long pit lane, very long pit stop. He's away in 2.4, very nice. Might be ahead of Giovinazzi actually. There's a few guys coming into the pits. Let's see. Now we can get off the limiter. Back onto the track. And yes, he is behind Antonio Giovinazzi. So that's actually worked out okay. I think let's push a little bit with the ERS that he saved before. Try not to get into a battle with those guys behind. And now Piastri's got a little bit of ERS as well, which is good. He's already managed to get out of that DRS window.
And save fuel from now, please. Save fuel from now.
Confirm.
I'm just gonna let this play out a bit. And the other thing is, Norris is going to get a big undercut here. So he's going to extend his lead even more. An excellent run. Is he going to go down the inside? He certainly is. Can he keep it there? I think so. Giovinazzi may well try and come back at him, but
Again, had a nice job.
McLaren gain a position.
Yep, he seems fine. Don't think Gio will be able to stay with him throughout the slower corners. So he's now starting to catch up to Sainz and Albon. And Piastri, yeah, just sort of looking after him at the moment. He's still got another 5 laps or so before he's going to be coming into the pits. So let's see how Norris is getting on with these guys. Just be a case of pushing a little bit to try and get past both of them,
Confirm.
so that he loses as little time as possible. Should be a fairly straightforward overtake. This is exactly what we wanted to avoid. Was time loss through the corners.
Plus overtake.
And now can he use his overtake to get past on this straight? DRS enabled, and here we go. Come on. Need Sainz to swap. No, not going to happen. Right. Okay. Well, not panic. He'll get past them.
McLaren with a great overtake.
Piastri's managed to get past Russell. And now this should be the moment for Lando.
Yeah, that was a good job.
Somebody's spun at some point of the track.
Someone spun out.
And it was Hamilton. Wow, that's a big moment because Hamilton was really starting to feature in this race, wasn't he? It's funny, both of our boys are stuck behind long-running Alfa Romeos at the moment. So, big moments coming up in this race. Piastri's got a few laps to go until his pit stop. And in fact, I'm going to go for it now with him.
So use energy.
Yeah.
Basically just try and build a gap to these two.
Okay, mate, nice work.
So Lando finally passed the Alpha. So there he goes, he's flying away. As soon as he's out the 1 second window. Which he is now. We can take him out of that.
So we're happy to let these guys cool a bit.
Fastest lap for Oscar Piastri, there you go. That's what you want to see. I think he's going to come in this lap. I know it's 1 lap earlier than planned, but
Box.
undercut could be crucial, because if he can come out further ahead.
So use energy if you need it.
Yep.
So I'm going to see he can deploy in this next sector. He is absolutely flying out there, isn't he? This is good. And he is going to be coming in this lap. So here we go then.
So back off.
Copy.
Let's watch Oscar Piastri's built a 2 second lead. And has actually been going quicker than his teammate.
Again, check.
Copy that.
And yep,
Make
Ricardo's
sure you
in
get
as
your
well.
pit limiter as you come in the pit lane.
But Russell isn't, so we can get a big undercut on Russell. Well, that couldn't have went better for Oscar. It really couldn't have. And where's he going to come out?
Sainz has pitted.
Just behind Bottas, but in front of Max Verstappen.
You can stop, lift
So
and
that's
coast.
pretty big.
Copy.
Use energy if you need.
And now
Copy.
He's going to have a chance to overtake Bottas, who I think is he. Yeah, he's on hard tyres. So he pitted a while ago. So that's the size of the undercut he's had. But the main thing is he's 3.5 seconds ahead of Ricciardo. And he's going to be well ahead of George Russell by the end of all of this. No, I think we'll keep him on neutral for now until he gets ahead of Bottas, and then we'll push him. But Bottas, I suppose, could try and hold us up to help his teammate. That is something that could happen. Albon's in as well. So this is very much the battle for second. And here he goes then. Oscar Piastri is through. Very good stuff from him. And now try and get more than a second ahead of Bottas. We don't want Bottas following us.
You can use energy.
And he's got 10 seconds to his teammate. So could we have a battle between teammates towards the final lap? It's possible. Bottas doing a good job, but Piastri should pull out the time he needs to here. Now the thing about Valtteri Bottas is that he's in great form. You know, he's a very, very consistent driver. But yes, he has dropped out of that DRS range now, which I think massively helps us. As Piastri puts in the fastest lap, although Bottas is closing in a little bit here. Well, no, Bottas is in the DRS range. So it's gone a little wrong, I suppose, for Piastri in that sense.
We just need to charge up.
So I think just take it forward a couple of laps, we get the ERS deployment back on. And then we'll push on in a few laps' time. Kind of want to let Bottas through so that we get the full effect. Yeah, so that was a strategic move.
It's a race position gained for a Mercedes.
And basically what we want to happen is not pass here. But pass on the back straight. Lewis Hamilton, meanwhile, he's not a million miles off this. It's been a very good race from him, hasn't it?
Got loads of energy.
Right, here we go. This is what we want.
Use energy if you need it. Use energy.
Be a bit more aggressive on the tyres.
Yeah, copy.
So we just need to push now.
Copy.
And now we can hopefully push away. Quite quickly, quite effectively.
McLaren gain a position. I think there's been a lock-up.
So there you go. Right, into neutral, into balanced, into standard. Because now he's got 2.5 seconds on Bottas, so that should be him out of sight, really. So now it's all about, can he catch Lando Norris? I don't think so. They're going at a very similar pace. Ricciardo closing up to Bottas, but I'm sure he's going to reach it. It could be a very dominant McLaren 1-2 here. So we'll zoom it forward to the final laps.
We're not okay on fuel.
We'll be fine on fuel by the end of the race. He is lifting and coasting now. But I'll tell you what, Piastri is going to give Norris something to think about. There's 10 laps to go. And Piastri is lapping quicker than his teammate. And if there was to be a safety car,
Oh, there's a spin.
that would really ramp up the pressure on Norris. Now, good news for Norris is he's got a bit of fuel in the tank. He's got ERS that he can deploy. And he's still got a bit of tyre life. So 0.2 quicker that lap. And it is just a little too late. 6.3 seconds is the gap. Yeah, they're still worried about Oscar's fuel. I think he'll be okay. Keep an eye on it though. You can always conserve the last lap if needed. There you go, it was briefly back on. Now, 6.2 seconds. The question is, do we give Norris one lap to really push? We'll put him on conserve because, yeah, we don't want him to run out of fuel. And he's definitely got second place in the bag, really. So do we give Lando Norris one lap to try and get fastest lap, or do we leave it right to the end? Maybe that's what we do. Leave it right to the end of the race. We'll watch the last lap together. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty dominant McLaren 1-2. We've managed this race very, very well. Lando Norris is going to head to the top of the driver's standings. That's for sure. We're going to let Norris give everything.
100% pace, 100% pace.
Confirm.
And let's see what he can do. What pace can he produce on the final lap? So here we go then. Lando Norris begins his final lap of this Grand Prix. He's put in a personal best, middle and final sector leading up to it. And now he is pushing like crazy to do this. Lewis Hamilton is up in 7th place. He's trying to get past Max Verstappen here on the very last lap. I think he probably will manage it. There are yellow flags. Somebody's run wide. It was Oscar Piastri that's run wide. Has he put himself under pressure?
Look at that!
I don't know. Has Piastri put himself under pressure here?
Now just take a look at the McLaren.
Well, yeah, he
They
ran
go
a little bit
wide,
wide. I
right
think
off the
he's
racing
okay, though. Let's just see. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's got a good gap to Russell behind. But that could have been interesting. So Norris flying through the middle sector now. Green for him as well, but it's probably not enough to grab fastest lap from Oscar Piastri. So here he goes then. Doing a great job, Lando Norris, this season. Mr. Consistent. A few mistakes in there, otherwise he could have been absolutely dominating the World Championship. And he flies round the final couple of corners. He's got one more to go. Lando Norris comes over the line and he's going to win here in France. Very, very good Grand Prix from him. He wins the French Grand Prix.
Keep pushing if you want
Doesn't
to.
get fastest lap at the end there.
Girls back in the factory, thanks a lot.
What a shame.
Cool car to drive, thank you.
What a shame. But
Okay, mate.
Piastri finishes second. A 1-2 now
Check
for
flag. Check flag.
us. And
Here's the replay.
let's see.
And Lando Norris finishes at the head of the pack.
All credit to the team for the car they put together. But without that incredible and consistent driving, it'd all be for nothing.
Third win of the season for Lando Norris. And Oscar Piastri will be delighted to finish in second. Lewis Hamilton doesn't get past Verstappen at the end. Magnussen finishes 8th. Albon's going to get a couple of good points for Alfa Romeo. They are looking fast. And Ocon ends a very disappointing home Grand Prix, just finishing 10th ahead of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz there in 12th. Pierre Gasly again, another one of the Frenchmen, really struggling this weekend. He finishes in 17th. And Sergio Perez's very tough season continues. 19th for him. And while rounding up the rear, a long, long way off the back of the pack, Yuki Tsunoda in the Williams. Yeah, what a terrible time he's having. So he comes round the final corner, and another very poor Grand Prix for him. Comes up to the line and finishes in 20th place. But well done to Lando Norris, who wins here in France.
Lando Norris can be proud. What a fantastic performance from him. McLaren have shown some serious chops here. A good result for the team from Surrey.
This was thrilling to watch. They've done an excellent job and they deserve all the plaudits.
At the end of the weekend, it's second place in the constructor standings for them.
Next round, we're moving on to an exhilarating circuit. Formula One will be taking to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
One of my favourite tracks of the season, Hungary, but what a brilliant Grand Prix, and wow, he was a 10th of a second off getting that fastest lap there. Lando Norris wins the French Grand Prix ahead of Oscar Piastri there in second. George Russell finishes 3rd to continue his good season. Ricciardo finishes 4th ahead of Bottas in 5th. Verstappen ahead of Hamilton in 7th, and then Magnussen in 8th, Albon 9th, and Ocon in 10th. Into the Drivers' Championship then, Lando Norris takes a 20-point lead over Carlos Sainz. Max Verstappen there in 3rd, just 7 points behind him. Lewis Hamilton in 4th. And Kevin Magnussen is the next driver to break 100 points in 5th. Oscar Piastri up to 7th with today's performance. Into the Constructors then, Aston Martin still leading the way, 7 points over ourselves. McLaren in 2nd place. That was our 5th set of podiums for for the season. We've had 3 wins and 7 fastest laps and 3 pole positions. So we are really taking it to Aston Martin this year. Alpine are 3rd, ahead of Red Bull in 4th. And Mercedes continue their good form. They're in 5th. Alfa Romeo break the 100 barrier. They're in 6th. And Ferrari are 7th at the moment, even though they've had a win and 3 podiums from Charles Leclerc. Looking at potential experience gain, Lando Norris has a development point, as I thought Piastri would. Logan Sargent, nothing this weekend as he hasn't driven the car. 3.8 million profit in the bank, and we are ready and raring to go to pass on to the next Grand Prix, which will be the Hungaroring. But what a way to celebrate 100 episodes of F1 Manager 2022. I haven't got my lamp on right now, but I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everybody that has joined in on the series so far. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks, a little bit more regular this series will become. You know, maybe 2 or 3 episodes a week rather than just the one that we've been having. If you don't know, I am a full-time teacher as well, so you know, depending on the time of year, it does get pretty hectic. So that's why we haven't necessarily had as many football F1 Manager videos as normal. But thank you for 100. Here's to the next 100, and let's hopefully win a title once again with McLaren, and getting them back on form. That's our target, and we look like we could well be doing it this season. Who knows? But if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.